So former RBA player Kendrick Perkins finally decides to get some courage, to get some balls, to finally tell his boss, LeBron James, the truth. And when I say the truth, I'm not talking about R-Truth, the wrestler. But Kendrick Perkins goes on record publicly in front of millions of people. He finally gets some balls, because for a long time now, I have been looking at Kendrick Perkins like this. Before he got some balls to speak out against LeBron James and hold him accountable, it almost seems as though he was swallowing the nuts stuck in his neck. Now, I live for being able to get up every single day and troll LeBron James, because I know that he's the most overrated basketball player in the history of history. I am looking forward to the day that LeBron James officially retires from the game. I would love to think that I played somewhat of a part in LeBron James walking away from the game. But Kendrick Perkins states that he thinks that LeBron James should retire. And I'm thinking, we've all been saying this for the past 5 or 6 years now. If LeBron James is the so-called greatest player of all time, quoted by LeBron James himself, explaining how he felt that when he pulled the 3-1 comeback against the Golden State Warriors, he felt that made him the greatest. Well, if that right there made you the greatest, then what else are you playing for? You done already supposedly accomplished what you needed to accomplish. What are you still around for? You've already broke the all-time scoring record. Like I said before, LeBron James is looking for every single excuse to stay around. 1 minute, he's staying around to break the all-time scoring record. Now he's supposedly staying around to play with his son, LeBron James. All this is being orchestrated by LeBron James. He's a master manipulator trying to control the narrative. He's looking for a reason to stay around. So he's going to use his son as an excuse. And then the next thing you know, by the time we look up, LeBron James will be 44 years old. And the LeBron James fanboys within the media and on social media will be saying, well, LeBron could play another 4 more years. Then he'll be 48. Michael Jordan already did what LeBron James is trying to do in less time. And then Kendrick Perkins gonna have the nerve to say he thinks that LeBron James is ruining his legacy the longer he's staying around. LeBron James ruined his legacy the day he was born. LeBron James ruined his legacy when he quit and took his so-called talent to South Beach and joined 2 perennial all-stars and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. And then he tried to bamboozle and swindle the people by saying that he never played on the super team. I'm like, what the hell is this man talking about? Is he on fentanyl? What's wrong with him? The boy is lost his everlasting mind. Then they want to change the narrative. They want to say, oh, well, Michael Jordan, he played on super teams as well. Let's compare teams. If we did a side-by-side, right? If we go player for player, forget LeBron James and forget Michael Jordan. Do you think that Scottie Pippen is a better player than Dwayne Wade? We can all agree that Dwayne Wade is the better player. In my opinion, I think that Dennis Rodman is better than Chris Bosh, but some people can make the argument that Chris Bosh is better. But LeBron James had the better team and still only won 2 championships. He choked the first time in 2011 against the Dallas Mavericks. Then he gets destroyed by a young pup, a little puppy, and Kawhi Leonard and Tim Duncan, who was 37 at the time. Manu Ginobili, 35. Tony Parker, 32. LeBron James supposed to be the greatest player of all time, supposedly better than Michael Jordan, and he couldn't even three-peat on a super team. Goes back to Cleveland, even if you compare the Cavs team from 2015 to 2017. Compare the Cavs team to the Chicago Bulls team. Many of us would easily say, I would rather have Kyrie Irving over Scottie Pippen. Dennis Rodman, Kevin Love is debatable. But I'm going to just make this short and sweet. If you replace LeBron James with Michael Jordan on that Cleveland Cavaliers team, Michael Jordan would have 3 rings easily. He would have never lost to the Warriors in 2015. Even if Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love went down. Why? Because LeBron James should have won. He was up 2-1. You don't think that if Jordan was up 2-1 against an inexperienced Golden State Warriors team back in 2015, which none of them on the team ever been to the NBA Finals before, you mean to tell me that Michael Jordan would lose? What are we talking about here? LeBron James is overrated. Allen Iverson has a famous quote that says, "Practice? We talking about practice?" Well, I have my own quote, and it says, "Perkins. We talking about Perkins?" Kendrick Perkins is 1 mil away from being on the show My 600-Pound Life. LeBron James ruined his legacy the moment that he started prioritizing stats, padding his stats over actually winning games, winning championships, constantly making excuses, having his teammates traded, having a losers quitters mentality, always making excuses, blaming injuries. Kobe Bryant never blamed injuries. He says no excuses. We got to get better. LeBron James' legacy was ruined the moment that he allowed Delonte West to screw his mother, and he didn't do anything about it. All he ever said was, "You're not my dad.
You're not my dad."
LeBron James ruined his legacy when he took credit for winning that RBA bubble title, that Mickey Mouse Cup. LeBron James ruined his legacy when he lifted up that RBA Cup trophy with pride. He raised that trophy up in the air like he really accomplished something. It's nothing more that LeBron James can do that can ruin his legacy more than it has already been ruined. His legacy had been ruined the moment he compared himself to Michael Jordan.